You think a notification is just a 5-second distraction. You glance, you swipe it away, you move on. But the real damage doesn't happen when you check your phone. It happens before you even do. That tiny ping isn't just stealing your attention, it's quietly deleting your ability to imagine your future. And the strangest part is this: you felt this hundreds of times, but never knew what was being taken from you. Today, we're going beyond phones are addictive. By the end of this video, you'll understand why notifications don't ruin focus in the moment, they collapse your future thinking. You'll learn how your brain plans time, why AI-timed interruptions are fundamentally different from old alerts, and why you can feel exhausted even on days when you didn't work that hard. This isn't a productivity video, it's an explanation for a feeling you couldn't name. In a study tracking knowledge workers, researchers found something unsettling. The people who felt the most mentally drained weren't the ones interrupted the most. They were the ones who anticipated being interrupted. Their brains were exhausted before a single notification arrived.
Here's what this feels like in real life. You sit down to work on something meaningful, writing, designing, thinking through a problem. But before you even start, there's a heaviness. Not anxiety, not stress, more like mental fog. You check your phone, nothing urgent. You put it down, but 30 seconds later, a thought sneaks in. What if someone replied? What if I missed something? What if something important comes in? Nothing has happened, yet you can't think in full paragraphs anymore. Your thoughts feel pre-fragmented, like you're planning in chunks small enough to survive the next ping. And even when everything is silent, the feeling lingers. Your brain is still braced, still half waiting. You're not distracted, you're mentally on standby. If this feels familiar, you aren't weak. Your brain is responding exactly as it was trained to.
To understand this, we need one concept: perspective cognition. Your brain's most powerful ability isn't focus, it's the ability to simulate the future. When you begin a task, your brain doesn't just plan the next step, it quietly sketches the entire sequence. If you're writing, this paragraph, then the transition, then the conclusion. If you're planning your evening, finish work, eat, rest, then do that thing you care about. This future sketch isn't detailed, but it has direction, continuity, trust. Now here's the critical part. This system only works if your brain believes it will have uninterrupted time to finish the sequence. The moment notifications enter the environment, even silent ones, even the possibility of them, that assumption collapses. So your brain adapts. Instead of planning long arcs, it plans in short, interruption-safe chunks. It doesn't stop simulating the future. It shortens the future it's willing to imagine. You're not thinking worse because you were interrupted. You're thinking worse because your brain pre-fragmented the thought to protect it from interruptions that might never come. Your mind starts rendering 30 seconds ahead instead of 30 minutes ahead. And that changes everything.
For most of history, interruptions were random. A knock, a call, a cry. Your brain couldn't predict them, so it didn't reorganize itself around them. Modern notifications are different. They are optimized. Every app now learns your behavior. When you pause, when you finish tasks, when your attention softens. AI doesn't interrupt randomly, it targets micro moments of vulnerability, right after a task ends, right before the next one begins, right when your brain tries to build a longer thought. This creates pressure, not chaos. Every gap that once allowed reflection, planning, daydreaming gets filled. And when gaps disappear, future simulation never starts. We are being trained to live in a continuous present, where the next ping always feels more relevant than the next year.
The cost isn't lost productivity, it's fragmentation. Your brain holds 6 shallow loops instead of one deep thought. By evening, decision-making feels unbearable, not because the choices are hard, but because your future buffer is empty. You feel busy but directionless, capable but oddly detached. Nothing crashes, nothing explodes. Your thinking just gets thinner. And because the damage is invisible, you assume it's a personal flaw. It isn't. It's neurological adaptation.
Here's the insight that changes everything. You are not fighting distraction. You are fighting the anticipation of distraction. A notification doesn't need to arrive to do its damage. Your brain responds to its model of the environment. If that model says, "I could be interrupted at any moment," your cognition reorganizes around that belief. This is why airplane mode feels calming, why silence feels different from no messages. And here's the deeper truth. Your self is not a moment. Your self is a story over time. To have goals, meaning, or identity, you need a long-form self, a future you can see yourself becoming. Notifications don't steal minutes. They erase the architect inside you. They keep you busy stacking bricks, but never building the house. The real cost of a notification isn't 5 seconds. It's the 30-minute thought you never attempted because your brain didn't believe it would survive. Every time you protect uninterrupted time, you're not being productive. You're allowing your future self to exist.
Your brain was built to think in arcs, not dots, to plan seasons, not just moments. The fog you feel isn't laziness. It's the sound of your future being interrupted. Don't let the now steal your next. Keep your time horizon long. Keep your story intact. If you want to understand what's really happening beneath modern life, you're in the right place. This is Science Simplified. Stay curious.